sure we get through, get the win, punch our ticket to Worlds, and get back into training. So a little bit different for me, but just glad that we got the job done.
So please tell us that why you're so good this year. I mean, you made a PB.
Yeah, I think this year, it's my second year under my coaching staff, and I think it's kind of commonly known that like your second year under a new training system is kind of when you really start to see the gains from things. And then I came back from an injury last year, so last season, I was competing off of half of fall training, half of the time I was in the pool and wasn't even walking yet. And so this year we got a full year to really dial in things, and becoming a professional, I just decided, I'm going to focus on the techniques and show up to practice with a different type of intention, and then that's all kind of starting to show. So really thankful that our hard work is showing off.
The point to make the score, is it sprinting or like throwing, it's jumping? What is the strength this year?
I think the strength this year for me has been the runs, which is funny because those didn't go so well here. Because that's kind of what happens when you train through a meet on heavy legs. You're not going to be quite as fast. But my running is kind of what I'm naturally the strongest at. But my jumps have been really strong this year, which I'm super excited about. And the throws are kind of my weaker area, but we are working on it. So I'm asking everyone to be patient with me. We're working really hard, and we've seen big throws in practice and big throws in warm-ups, and I feel like we're really close to putting them together. But that one's just kind of developing the slowest, but we'll get there.
And given you said you were training through, you must be pretty happy with your score.
Yeah, we honestly didn't have any expectations, so I didn't even look at what I scored. I was like, I just don't want to think about the numbers, and so my coaches were like, just execute what we tell you to do. Let's just get through, and they told me they're like, fly home tomorrow, be ready for business as usual on Monday. So we've got a nice 6 weeks to get ready for Worlds.
The last year you got the bronze medal in the World Championship in here. Then this year, what is the goal for them?
This year is just the goal is, to show up to Worlds and do my best. And I think if I'm at my best, I'm going to be able to be competing, for the top spot on the podium. And all I can do is bring my absolute best to Budapest, hopefully a PR, hopefully over 7,000 points. And, wherever that lands me on the podium, I can't control that. But, I'm optimistic about what it could be.
We saw some photos with you with the JJK today. Were you with her son today? Interact with her a little bit?
Yeah, I stopped by Adidas Hospitality. They have a house just a couple blocks from the track, and they have like a recovery room and snacks and stuff all set up for us. And she's hanging out in there. She's my fellow Adidas heptathlete, and we got to walk into the track together and hung out a little bit this morning. And it's just awesome to keep getting wisdom from her. She's really poured into me, just kind of the off the track advice, which has been super, super valuable, and I'm really, really thankful for her. Yeah.
And is it fair to say then that the conditions are right, that you definitely are shooting for a 7,000 plus score in Budapest?
Yeah, that's definitely the goal, but championships, they honestly are about the wins. So if whatever reason none of us want to score high and I came out on top, I think I would be just as happy. But going into it, that's definitely a score that we're eyeing because I want to put my best heptathlon together, and if you do the math, that's kind of the neighborhood that we're going to be in. So fingers crossed.
To get to 7,000, do you essentially just want to repeat what you did in Goatsis, or is there a significant change you want to make in some of these?
Not a significant change. I think I went into Goatsis just focusing in on each event, and we were really fresh and tapered, and we're going to do that same taper for Worlds. And so I know when I'm fresh, my runs are going to be really well, the hurdles, the 200, the 800, and so when I have those as my strength, and then hopefully have really strong jumps there as well. I think coming out of Goatsis, I would like my long jump to be a little bit better at Worlds. Those jumps were a little bit from behind the board, and it was a little tough out there. My coaches were back here at regionals, NCAA regionals, so super thankful that I'll have them at Worlds, and I think that's going to help in the throws as well, because that's the event I get the most nervous in, so I think that's the hardest to do with your coach halfway across the world. So hopefully we can work together at Worlds.
Is there a certain marker along the way where you're like, okay, 7,000 is in the range now, either after the first day or at some point second day, a certain number?
Honestly, I don't think about the total score until before the 800. I finished day one and people start giving their projections, and I'm like, I have no idea what's going to happen. Because you just never know how your body's going to feel, what the conditions will be like, and how stuff will play out. So I just always try to focus on putting my best foot forward in every event, and then before the 800, we start doing math, and my coaches are like, okay, do you think you can run this? Do you think you can run that? And I'm like, oh my gosh, and then just go for it then. Yeah.
And for the fans, the track fans who like maybe don't follow the multis like as closely,
Yeah.
we're at a special point where it's like some of the best women of all time are going to be going head to head in Budapest. I guess, can you describe, I guess, like this moment that fans can watch in Budapest?
Yeah, it's gonna be war, and I'm really, really excited for it. And I would encourage fans to, maybe like do a little research on what the heptathlon is, and it's going to be a really interesting battle. I think between the people that are vying for the gold medal, we have very different strengths. So it's going to be like, how far can I outrun you in this, and how far can I outthrow you in that? And I think that's a really dynamic and interesting storyline if you kind of just do a little bit of research to be able to cue in. And then it's probably all going to come down to the 800, and I think it's going to be a really exciting finish to decide, the world's top female athlete. Yeah.
For you, I guess you work with so many different coaches at the University of Florida, and is there sort of like, paint the picture for us like behind the scenes, like a boardroom meeting where just like all of them gathered in one place? Like, how do you kind of get all these coaches together to make decisions around you?
Yeah. I'm super lucky that they already work really well together, so they take as many decisions off of my plate as they can, and they're constantly like, okay, what are you stressed about? How can we take care of it for you? And really my only job is just to show up and give my best effort at practice, and they do the rest. But Coach Holloway does a really good job sitting down with Coach Welty. I would say those two kind of head the training of when I'm doing what, etc. And then they just all cue in and get on the same page. It's been working really, really well.
Burrito today in the middle of competition, or what?
No, I had a few bites of a turkey sandwich. I probably didn't do as good eating today because I was just a little bit nervous trying to finish it out, but I'm gonna get a big dinner after this, so yeah.
Is that like you're gonna have to research like where is there a Chipotle in like Budapest, or like how's that gonna work?
I think we'll do some research ahead of time and have a plan. Normally at the championships they actually have lunch for us down there, so I'm sure we'll talk to the World Athletics people and figure out what that is, make sure it's something that we want, and if not, I'll pack my own food, so yeah.
Can you describe the emotions you felt after you won, celebrating with your friends and family in the stands?
It was surreal and just a big sigh of relief. I think everybody's put a lot of expectations on me this year, and I kind of earned that pressure, but at the same time, it is a lot, and to have everybody so focused on Worlds and going for gold, I was like, I need to get there first, like if I don't get through this meet, I can't even compete there. So I think it was just a big sigh of relief for us all to know that, we're going to get the chance to go for it there, and just super thankful to have them there supporting me and encouraging me, even when, an event might not go exactly how I wanted and I'm a little frustrated. They're just so positive. So super special to be able to hug them after.